everyone, and welcome back to Everything That Makes Me Simply Simone. I'm Simone.
And I'm Arthur.
And this is episode 7, when the honeymoon stage is over. So I think we have some good questions for this one, babe. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Talk to us about the honeymoon stage in both dating and marriage.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah, so when you first get together, there's like a honeymoon effect to it. So, you're getting to know that person, you're getting to figure out how they tick, what they like, all those other things that are just exciting. It's new, it's fresh. And then in marriage, I would say that the honeymoon phase is obviously like once you say I do in front of everyone, it's like a high. You're coming out into the world, you're getting to celebrate with family. Your wedding day, of course, is a high from that.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say that both of those, it's short-lived, but at the end of the day, it is a fun experience. I mean, you obviously enjoy it. And some of the best advice that I think that I got, less when we first started dating, but definitely as we were preparing to get married, is that, the wedding day is one day, but your marriage is forever.
I think it's definitely a stage when you're first dating. It's, oh, I got a boyfriend. He's so cute. So you have that. Then it's like, oh my gosh, he proposed. I'm getting married. Then it's, oh my gosh, I keep saying fiance. He's really my husband. And then it's like, oh wow, here we are.
That's real.
This is forever, wow. So it's like, you go through it. Like, it's exciting to be dating, then it's exciting to be engaged, and you're planning for this beautiful day. Then the beautiful day happens and it's amazing. And then I'm really married and I can't believe this, we're newlyweds. And then it's like, reality sets in.
Yep.
Here we are. This is forever, we're married. We made a union before God. So we said we're gonna be in this for better or for worse. This is forever, so we have to do the real work.
Tell us about the moment when you realized this could be your husband and this could be your wife.
I think for me, it was when I was could acknowledge that a guy was really good looking and had great features and everything and was very nice, but I was like, he's not Arthur. So I just kept being like, I don't really wanna be with anybody else. There's nobody else that I'd rather spend my time with, that I'd rather talk to. So it was just like, it got to a point where nobody else was having the same values or matching up to how I felt when I was with him. I didn't get those butterflies with anybody but him. I was like, this is it for me. What am I waiting on? There's just nobody else that makes me feel this happy or brings me this much joy. Or, I could really see myself, whatever, flaws and all, I wanna take those flaws and all for the rest of my life. That's what I wanna do. I just don't foresee me doing this again. So I think once I got those feelings and nobody else really mattered, and I was really concerned, where's Arthur? What is he doing? Is he okay? I was concerned about his well-being, I think I realized at that point, there's nothing else out there for me, so he's the one.
Oh, thank you, baby.
You're welcome, boo.
For me, I will tell you, it started where I realized that Simone could be my wife. I mean, obviously to her point, you see the external features, you're turned on, you admire someone, right? So there's an external component. But then after that, we had started dating, and I think it was month 4, month 5, whatever. And I caught the flu in college, really bad, really, really, really bad. And that was probably one of the few times where I've ever caught the flu, and it really sucked, because I usually don't get sick like that. But I caught the flu, and anyway, she took care of me throughout the whole time, literally to the point of holding the trash can. I won't get into the details. But nonetheless, that was when I really realized someone other than my mom could be there for me that way. And I think for men, especially if they have a healthy relationship with their mom, that's important. Because you look to your mom for certain things, whether you like to say you're a mother's boy or not, whatever, that it's up to you. But I realized that there was another woman out there that could be equally, if not more valuable to me and have a role that was ahead of my mother. And that was the start of it, because I realized that she could take care of me and that she was truly the person that I wanted to be with, and that she could see me at my worst state where I was most vulnerable, a position that no one else would ever see me in, and still take care of me, not judge me for it. So I think that was one of the first times where I was really this could be, my wife in the future.
Tell us about the moment that is said in that you were actually husband and wife.
Ooh, it hits you like a ton of bricks.
Sure does.
You roll over and you're like, wow, this is the rollover I'm doing every day. For what I hope to be a long time, because I want to live a really long time, but wow, this is it for me. At first, I think the first few weeks after, maybe even the first few months, you're like, oh my gosh, we just got married at this date, and we're having so much fun. We bought our home, we bought our first home together, we moved in together, we got to see our family, everybody witnessed it. It was just such a beautiful day.
Right.
And then a few months hits, and then I think you're like, oh, that's a long time. you know. So I think I don't even know how to explain. It just literally hits you like, there's no argument that I can walk away from. There's no nothing. Like, we are bound, and we said that we want to do this. So we have to figure out how to make it work every single day of our lives. And I think it maybe got even more real for me during the pandemic, because we had to spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week together. So I think that also created a different layer for me, like, oh, this is my best friend, and we actually are really enjoying each other's time 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We never thought we would, but there's nobody else I'd rather be in COVID with. So.
Oh, my COVID partner.
That's it, bro. That's the one.
But no, for me, I would say that the first moment where I realized, like, wow, this is my wife and I'm married, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, is when you're up on a podium or when you finally say yes, you say all your I do's, and they put the ring on your finger. And so just to break down that concept, you know, for a woman, they have a ring, right? You know, when you're engaged, you have a ring. So you get used to that.
Yeah.
And so, and then obviously you have the moment of where the partner will propose to them. So it's like, that's your moment of like, okay, I am now transitioning out of girlfriend or whatever into fiance, into marriage, whatever. Whereas with guys, you don't wear a ring in that process. So you're still kind of walking around like, yeah, I did that. I know this is happening. That's my fiance. That's the person that, you know, I have shown to the world that I want to marry, and we're on a path to do that. But when you're up there and they slide this ring on your finger, I was like, I almost cussed at church. I'll be honest. And I usually don't curse. But I was like, oh snap, like this is real. And I looked down, I'm sure there's tape for that. Like I looked down like, oh man.
He has forgotten it a few times too after. So it took some getting used to.
Yeah, it took some getting used to. But then after that, to Simone's point, like you wake up the day after, you know, your wedding and all the festivities, and then you're like, oh wow, we're married. And then I would say a week after that is when I woke up, looked at her, I was like, all right, now I have to get even more serious about my role and how I fulfill that for her. So I would say that there were a little bit of levels to it, but I would say the week after is when I really was like, okay, how do I want to define being a husband and make sure I double down on that?
How do you remain happy in your relationship when the honeymoon phase comes in peaks and valleys?
I think Arthur and I are a couple that spends a lot of time with making sure that we are bringing our best selves to our relationship. So, you know, we got married in what I like to call my prime. I do feel like we're getting better with time, but we're aging very well. But these are my prime years. So he's marrying me at a time where I could look very different 15 to 20 to 30 years from now.
We're not gonna speak that.
So exactly. Why? Because I'm gonna work hard to look as close to this 25-year-old Simone as possible. So that means that just because I know he can't go nowhere, that doesn't mean that even in COVID, I still am gonna get my hair done, I'm gonna get my nails, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna eat healthy, I'm gonna deposit good things into my body, I'm gonna take care of myself, because I don't wanna just become sore on the eyes because I know that he signed on to forever. Yep. Like, that's not fair to him. You know, he didn't sign up for me to just completely let myself go, you know, which he would be there for me regardless, but I want him to be attracted to me too. Like, a part of this is like, we want to have that connection. We want to have that kinetic energy forever. Like, we don't want to ever lose that to where I'm like, babe, you could shed a few, you know, like, whoa, you need to slow down on the potato chips. No, like, we don't want to do that to each other. So I think the peaks and valleys, a part of that is just making sure that we're always taking care of even our mental health. Like, if that means that I need to take some more time to myself, or he needs, like I said, take that trip, go, honey. Like, you need to get away. You need time with your friends, with your brothers. Like, those are things that I can't provide you. Like, you need that time, and I need my girl time, and I need time to, even if it's just myself doing nothing. Like, we always need to protect our mental health too, to make sure that we're bringing our best selves into it. So then when the honeymoon stage is over, we still love each other. We're still friends. Like, we're not in the honeymoon stage right now, and we're in a pandemic, and we're stuck under the same four walls, you know, there was times where even the gym was shut down. We couldn't even use that as an outlet. But he's my friend. Like, he's my husband. He's like everything. So like, we're just like, okay, come on, what else is next? Like, we can conquer just about anything. So I think that's what happens in the peaks and valleys, is just making sure we're bringing our best selves. Yep,
she kind of covered it all. The only thing I would add is that question, the key word is happy. And you have to understand that happy is, not something that's going to sustain, right? I think that joy is truly sustainable, whereas when you're happy, that's something where you kind of continually have to work at it. And there are things that are going to make you happy. So we're always working to make each other happy, but at the end of the day, we both work on ourselves, our mental health, the things that are important to us too. And there's a level of self-responsibility you got to have with that. But yeah, she kind of covered it all. It's going to be peaks and valleys, and we just got to trudge through it.
These were great questions, you guys. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Everything That Makes Me Simply Simone, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Peace. See y'all.